The time is exactly 8:54 a.m. We're now going to be joined by Westbury Community Activist, and that, of course, is you, Jefferson Alistair. Thank you for joining us on the show this morning to discuss rather a very, very worrying story, and that, of course, is the widespread shootings and violence in Westbury, Johannesburg, in recent weeks that have left the community in a state of fear. We also know that a teenager was shot and wounded in the area yesterday, just a day after several other people were reportedly wounded in at least two other shooting incidents. Good morning, welcome to the program, and a very, very worrying situation indeed.
No, most definitely. Thank you so much for having me on Salam, a radio station. I want to say that yes,
Salam Media.
you are saying Salam Media. Sorry. Thank you
Right.
so much for having me.
It's a pleasure.
No, it is a worrying situation. And I heard you say recent shootings. But all the recent shootings is just part of many other shootings that has transpired in our community for a very long time.
So, Alistair, is this gang related? Is this about turf wars? Is it about, when we talk gangs, we know it involves issues around the drug trade, the illegal drug trade, and prostitution as well. So, is it about all of that, or is it something else completely? Where do we stand with this issue, and just how bad is the issue in Westbury? I'm kind of thinking, I sometimes pass that road, the main road en route home or going to town. How safe am I on the main road? I mean, I wouldn't venture into Westbury, but on the main road itself, it could overspill, could it not?
I would say, my dear, it is a compilation, like a whole combination of all these aspects that you've just mentioned. So it can be a turf war, it can be a what we call a drug war, it can be a gang war. But then my worry is there are also so many innocent people that get shot. So yes, you are also a victim. The minute you step into Westbury, you can be a victim. I am as fearful as ever, and so is the rest of our community.
Alistair, Jefferson Alistair, you are a Westbury community activist, and I'm sure you are aware of the fact that a community activist in Eldorado Park was shot dead about 2 weeks ago. Don't you fear for your life? And what type of activism do you do in your area? Don't you feel that being an activist, you have a target on your back?
No, certainly. I agree 100% with you. But sometimes one of the problems that we have, I would say, in colored communities is the fact that we're all silent, and it's almost like you a killer as well. The minute you get to leave these things, the real issues that is taunting our communities, we've been forgotten by government, and that is ultimate. The fact that we are colored people sometimes comes across that we have really been forgotten. Westbury has been forgotten. Eldorado Park has been forgotten. Boksburg has been forgotten. All these colored areas, including Cape Town, it's all forgotten areas. One of the issues that we really have is unemployment in our communities at large. And I know it spills over to other communities as well. But predominantly in colored communities, this is the kind of problems that you will experience because of the fact that there's so much unemployment. The fact that drug dealing has become one of the sources of income that our people now make because of the fact that, and I'm not justifying the wrong that is being done by dealing in drugs, but this has become one of the major problems right now. And I do agree that as an activist, our lives are all in danger. I, at one stage, wanted to give up on the fighting for our area because it's almost like you're fighting yourself because you don't do anything. We have mothers in our community. We have men in our community that is supposed to stand up for the wrong. But at this current juncture that we are at, it's almost like they're accommodating all these things because of the fact that if I know for a fact that my son is doing the wrong thing, my son has an illegal firearm and he's hurting others, it does not make it right. So you as a parent has to stand up. we always been blaming the police for not doing their job. And they feel as though, you know what, the fact that Jeff, you stand up for the community with the police saying that they're not doing their job, we stand with you. But the minute you turn back and you ask the community to take responsibility for their wrong actions, that is when they start fighting you as well.
Okay, talking about the police, one of the female residents of Westbury has said that the residents have lost total trust in the police. She goes on to say, we can't go to our police because, you report it, the cops will drive past. And she's witnessed several incidents where the police search people, take guns off from the guys, and then they let them go. She goes on to say, and I quote, we stay in fear because the police have failed us. The community is too scared to stand together because they will be killed. There is a major lack of trust in the police. Why don't they call in the army? Your thoughts on that statement?
Truthfully speaking, and I'm one of those that think a bit different, but also agree. So it's kind of controversial. One, we can bring in the army. Two, you can bring in cops, you can bring in Maberet, you can bring in all those people. But if we as a community don't take our community back, we'll never be able to win this battle. Yes, we do need the army. Yes, we do need police. Yes, we need Sapphire Town to be sorted out completely. But over the past few months, I promise you that I've seen that Sapphire Town has really arrested so many gangsters, shall I say. They've retrieved so many firearms. I can give them a call and they will act immediately. But am I just one of those that they answer and they do it because I take them on? Or is it the fact that, you know what, they just don't care? And I'm saying at this very time, it is a major problem for us. It is a major problem for us because the truth is, the police, some of the people at Sapphire Town don't need to be, they don't have to be there. They need to really leave. We've given a memorandum to General Mawela, General Marshall, and also to the brigadier at Sapphire Town Police Station. All they tell you is that there's certain things that's very impossible for them to do. I'm saying that we have asked for them to, we have asked for them to, we have asked for them to deploy more police. There was more police deployed. But then we've also asked for them to do a search from house to house to make sure that all these guns are retrieved and also this gangsterism kind of thing gets eradicated. But to date, that hasn't been done. We've asked them all these things. Before they
Okay.
get to the situation that is worst right now, we have asked them before the situation became worst. While we were sleeping at the police station, tenting at the police station, things weren't as bad as what it is now because we made sure we had our eyes on the police. The day after we left, then people started getting shot in the area and it became very worse.
Okay, so you say you have engaged with Sapphire Town Police Station and you kind of protested outside the police station and things then quietened down. But when you guys moved away, things went back to the normal, which is business as usual, drug trafficking, violence, gun shootings, etc. We're going to try and get Sapphire Town Police Station to respond to us tomorrow. We hope they will come on air to talk to us. As an activist, what more can you do? What have you done up to now? And how can you bring the rest of the community on board to clean up your area and to make it safe again for your loved ones?
We have now spoke with other activists to try and win because the truth is our people don't even have trust in us. And it's very difficult to even be an activist in a community because people don't trust you. I don't want to get to the point of where I feel as though I'm siding with a certain group of people or siding with a few gangsters. But I want to be as neutral as ever with regards to our approach to our people. For too long, we've had this situation where everybody make people lose their trust in you because you can't do for them what they want you to do. You understand? So it's
And
very difficult to try and implement what we want to do. There's block committees that we want to set up in the community, but The problem is how do you break away from the existing dealer? How do you break away from the existing gangster? How do you break away from all that? Because you want these people to eventually trust you. If by any
Absolutely.
means we can create an opportunity where people can get jobs in our community, that will change perhaps the atmosphere and the mindset of our people. Because there's particulars in our area that pass very well that can't even get a job. The
Mm.
worst of all is now with the situation in Westbury, it is completely tense. It is so fearful. Our people are all fearful. So much so that if by any means they become a witness in any case that was of a shooting and stuff like that, they become a target too. So you go for an interview at a job. The minute they get to hear that you're from Westbury or Nuclear, Waterfall or Claremont, your job application is pushed aside.
Alistair, Jefferson Alistair, really grim picture that you're painting for us there. And clearly, the root of all of the problems is poverty, joblessness, children not completing their matric, and those that do are disadvantaged because they can't find meaningful employment. We do hope and pray that you, as activists, together with hopefully local government, local councillors, can try and get together and try and stamp out all of the ills and evils of society that is plaguing Westbury and Johannesburg. And let's not, think that we living outside of those areas are safe. No, we're not, because that circle grows bigger and bigger, and somehow or the other, our children too get sucked into that deep, dark hold of crime and violence. We pray for you, and we do hope that the situation does get better. Jefferson Alistair, Westbury Community Activist, thank you indeed for being with us on the show this morning.
Thank you, Karagli, for having me.
9:06, news and views on Salam Media. In a minute or two, we will have our news correspondent, Zai Jadwat, coming on with Not the 9 o'clock news.